first, the Mavericks trying to halt the 3-game losing streak. Chicago coming in 2 straight victories, but the Bulls have only played. This is just their 3rd road game of the year. And as for the Mavericks, they haven't beaten the Bulls here in Reunion in quite a while. But remember, they only played the 1 game. Kidd with the left-handed shot, drawing the foul and getting to the free throw line.
And Michael Jordan starts on the point guard, Jason Kidd, which puts Ron Harper on Jackson down low. Look for Jackson to try and post up Harper and take advantage of that. That's not a huge mismatch by any stretch of the imagination, but it will be an interesting one.
Although on that particular play, it's Harper who picks up the foul. Jason Kidd with 1 more free throw. Chicago starting a long Western road trip, one in which annually they go on just before and over the Thanksgiving holiday.
How about that matchup? You've got Mashburn on Jordan.
And you had Longley wheeling inside for the hook and not getting it to go.
That is really interesting. Jamal Mashburn took Jordan that time down the floor.
And he's got to deal with Pippen at the other end. Here's Kidd. Rimming no, and the rebound taken out by Dickie Simpkins. Ron Harper advancing.
Yeah, that was because of the free throw that was being shot, and Jordan had gone on down the floor.
Now Jordan over Jackson. And the rebound tipped outside to Harper. Pippen controlling in the corner against Mashburn. There's Longley over Lorenzo Williams, and Zoe maybe got a piece of that one. Mashburn is fouled by Pippen. Chicago with 2 team fouls early.
And it's pretty obvious that the Mavericks are very intent on taking the ball to the glass, and you better do that against Chicago. You better do this against the Bulls, because if you mess around with the ball outside, they're going to make the steal sooner or later.
Jordan guarding Kidd. Jordan fights through the pick by Popeye Jones. His shot not there as Simpkins closed out on Popeye. It's out of bounds to Chicago.
And you called it right. Simpkins did close the gap quickly.
Chicago presents tough matchups at the guard line because they start the 2 big guards, both at 6'6", Harper and Jordan. And Kidd takes the ball away from Harper. Jason Kidd changed the direction, now to Mashburn for 3. That one's blocked by Pippen, cleared by Simpkins. Kidd steals it from him. Underneath Popeye Jones. Rimming no, and the rebound fight to Kidd. Turns in a crowd, shoots it up, no good. And Popeye Jones draws the foul going back up. Without Dennis Rodman, Chicago is not a very good rebounding team.
And that's an area where the Mavericks must capitalize. They have to get quite a lead and keep it on hustle points tonight. That's blocks and rebounds and steals. Popeye Jones, obviously, very nervous. Mavericks are going to have to fill that middle space on the free throw line. Someone's got to fill it. That's a rule in the NBA.
So Lorenzo said, I'll take it. As you can see, Popeye Jones shooting his free throws very well this season.
He is tight. Popeye Jones is a little tight. Jason Kidd doing it all again. There's a steal against Ron Harper. This time it's Simpkins with the ball. It's Kidd with a steal again.
And he had to have that one because Pippen had leaked out after blocking the shot.
Glad to see Popeye get that one to go.
Neither team with a field goal. Luke Longley against Lorenzo Williams. Pass inside loose, and now Kidd, another steal. He's got to break out.
He's on. I mean, he does everything you have to do in this game. Luke.
Well, taking a 20-second timeout as the Mavericks jump to a 4-0 lead. Right
to me, like we'll spend some time together there for a while. We can do our Christmas shopping.
That's a major road trip. Luke Longley. Now it's Jordan around the Longley screen. Simpkins. Dickie Simpkins has the first field goal tonight for Chicago. Simpkins, who only averages 6. Pippen went for the steal, didn't get it. Tried to circle the post. But the Bulls, putting on that defensive pressure, force a turnover.
Oh, did you see him run down on Mashburn, though, when he got the basketball? So obviously the Bulls are going to be doubling down. Once again, you see the versatility. This time it's Pippen that brings the ball down the floor.
Simpkins against Popeye Jones. Ron Harper, Kidd has him. 10 on the shot clock. Simpkins wheels underneath.
That's
the
nice.
Mavericks smother him, and Lorenzo Williams the steal.
Nice defense. Very good defense.
Jason Kidd picked up by Jordan. Into Jackson, spins away from Harper. Pippen with the rebound. Scottie Pippen off the 360 to Harper. That was a major league fast break.
And a small forward playing point guard.
4-4 tie. Jason Kidd over Longley.
Jason Kidd from
Kidd with
Lorenzo Williams.
5 of the first 6 points for the Mavericks. Jordan feeding into Longley. Luke Longley unable to connect. He is scoreless so far, even though the Bulls have looked to him a lot. Here's Mashburn.
Jamal Mashburn from
Mavericks go up by 4.
Kidd.
Jason Kidd, once again, he made it happen all by himself. Came up with a ball, went the length of the floor, gets the assist.
Pippen against Mashburn. Harper guarded by Kidd. Scottie Pippen inside to Longley and thrown away. The Bulls turn it over again. That's their 5th already. Phil Jackson somewhat concerned here. The first game in a while for the Bulls. They haven't played since Friday night.
It was good pressure that time from Mashburn.
5-1 in the turnover department. The Maverick lead is 4. Jackson against Harper on the fadeaway.
Jim Jackson.
Scottie Pippen against Mashburn. Rebound Simpkins. Simpkins with 4 points early.
Right up over the top of Williams that time. Williams just a little bit slow, elevating, getting off the floor that time. Mavericks are going to lift Jones and Williams on the right side of the floor.
They throw over the top and touched by Jackson to Mashburn. And right back to Jackson. Jordan missing from the outside. Popeye Jones the rebound. The Mavericks the ball in front by 6. Kidd over the top to Lorenzo Williams and Jackson again.
I like the aggressive play. They're not backing down at all. I like Kidd's creativeness. He put it up there and said, go get it, Lorenzo.
Mavericks with an 8-point lead. Well, they're playing the Bulls tonight much the way they played them in Chicago last year. 8 on the shot clock. Jordan against Jackson. Ron Harper 4-3. Harper with 5 points already. The Bulls as a team shoot it very well from 3-point range. Timeout taken by the Mavericks. Not a nightmare here, though, for the home team. The Mavericks off to a good start with a 5-point lead.
Look at Jordan.
6 minutes left.
Look at him force Kidd left. Oh, my.
Popeye Jones against Simpkins. Obviously, on the backdoor cut, it's out of bounds to Chicago. Obviously, the Bulls talked about their defensive awareness during that timeout.
You got to complete that backdoor pass right there. Mavericks had a good thing going, but the weak side defense was coming over very quickly.
Jordan against Jackson.
Uh-oh.
Michael going to the hoop, draws the foul on the way in. Lorenzo Williams got the block, but the foul is called, and Jordan shoots 2. Jackson with his first, the first foul of the game against the Mavericks.
I don't know about this. Let's watch, see if Jackson makes contact. He had to call him for the left hand on the hip. I guess the hand check.
Non-shooting foul.
Call the hand check. That was the left hand on the hip.
Pippen against Mashburn. And a foul. Scottie Pippen with a chance at a 3-point play. Mashburn picking up the foul. 2 team fouls on the Mavericks.
You notice how wisely Pippen waited after he made the fake. He made a good fake once he got inside.
Kidd to the loose ball. The Mavericks up court with a 3-point lead. Jackson around the Williams screen. Good feed into Kidd. Kidd on the tip, and it's cleaned up by Lorenzo Williams.
Nice job on the offensive board by the Mavericks once again in the absence of Dennis Rodman. You better capitalize on that.
Scottie Pippen missing the three try, but the rebound comes long to Harper. Jordan has Kidd inside. Jordan with his first 2 points tonight. Averaging 27.6 and has a season-high 42. He did that on opening night. Underneath, it's Jackson on the feed from Williams. Jackson over Harper, who got a piece of it.
That's good defense. You want to go the other way as much as you can. Not away
Pippen
from
off
it.
the fly on the feed from Jordan. Scottie Pippen with 4. You just saw their 3 premier defenders work that play. Harper the block, the dying Quayle loose ball to Jordan, and Pippen on the break. Chicago has cut it to 1. Jackson against Harper. Popeye Jones against Simpkins.
Popeye Jones.
His first field goal.
He's settled down. He was a little nervous early. Look out.
Scottie Pippen with 6. This looked a little bit like the Pippen we saw in here last year.
Yeah, 36 points, 14 rebounds in 3 quarters.
Well, as I mentioned in the open, this is always a special game for him with a family coming over from Arkansas. Mashburn steps up. And the rebound to Jordan inside of Jamal.
He pulled the trigger a little bit. He had a good shot, made a good move. Mashburn did, but didn't finish that time.
Now Mashburn guarding Jordan. The Bulls looking for the lead. They send a posse after Pippen.
Oh, you got to stay with him. You can't let him go.
Turns out. Lorenzo Williams the block. Shot clock at 5. Jordan for 3. Rimming, no. The rebound tipped off to the Mavericks as Jackson comes down with it.
Mavericks have slowed the pace a little bit. I'm not sure that's in their favor. You don't get as many easy baskets that way.
Mashburn is fouled by Simpkins. 2 shots coming for Jamal. Dickie Simpkins with his
Foul
first.
by Dickie Simpkins, his first before the team foul.
There's Michael in the middle. Watch Pippen down low. He doesn't travel, pulls the ball back, lets the defensive man go by, and gets the easy 2-pointer.
Mashburn with his first free throw attempt of the game. Mavericks coming in tonight shooting 424 as a team from the field and 730. 729 from the free throw line. Timeout taken. The Mavericks nurse a 1-point lead.
It's funny to see him above the rim. Is that a rim over there? He usually plays below the rim.
Mashburn trying to finish up here at the free throw line. And Longley with the Chicago rebound. A hoop would give the Bulls the lead. Scottie Pippen runs the show this time. Starts it with Jordan. Jackson guarding him. Tony Kukoc in the lineup, number 7 for Chicago. 8 to shoot. Longley unable to connect, and it's Mashburn the rebound.
Boy, and let me tell you something. Popeye Jones now has a horrible mismatch in having to go out on the floor and guard Kukoc.
Tony Kukoc is 6'11", but has point guard skills. 9 to shoot. Popeye Jones left it short. Kidd wrestles it out of there. Cross court to Jackson against the shot clock. No, Popeye Jones with a tip, and Harper takes it out.
Boy, if Kidd can get these people, his teammates, to follow him along, his intensity and performance to this point has been just outstanding.
Harper for 3. Kukoc tips the ball out of bounds. Last touch by Jackson, says the official.
Didn't Kukoc go right over the top of him and tip it out of bounds?
It looked that way from where we are. We're at midcourt. Tony Kukoc off to Longley. How many open shots will Longley miss tonight before he connects on?
I'll tell you, Bill, that'll get Bill Winnington in the game real quick.
Here he comes.
That's a shot that Bill Winnington can hit, and he shoots that one real well.
They also have the veteran James Edwards on the bench. 35% shooting for the Mavericks early. The Bulls not much better. 1:58 remaining in the first.
Watch Kukoc's pick for Jordan.
The Mavericks sent 2 guys after Jordan. Kukoc missing the open shot. And the rebound on the floor, and Kidd the pickup. Kidd guarded by Jordan. Neither team has scored in a while. Jackson against Harper. And we get a 3-second call on the Mavericks. In the Jackson-Harper matchup, you've got a couple of guys from Ohio.
21, George McCloud.
They probably play with each other, play against each other quite often during the off-season.
Miami of Ohio, and of course Jackson out of Ohio State.
Chicago down by 1. Had that 18-17 score up there for a while. Jordan on the miss. Rebound George McCloud. Here come the Mavericks.
Kidd doing a great job of pushing the ball. He is making the Bulls get back on defense.
Kidd shoots from the outside. It's a 2-point goal for Jason Kidd.
It's a very good decision because they would not allow him to get the ball down low to Mashburn.
Jordan finding Wennington, and he misses. The Bulls unable to get anything out of that center spot. Kidd feeding McCloud. Overshot the mark.
Got to finish on that one. You get that great pass.
Underneath it's Kidd. Out it goes to Jackson for 3. Jordan the rebound.
I'll tell you what, Jason Kidd is really
coast to coast for Michael Jordan.
Well, that's what a lot of the people wanted to see. Now they've seen it. Let's not see it again.
Mavericks still in front by 1. 25 seconds left for the first. Shot clock at 9. McCloud comes out for the loose ball. He's got 4 to shoot, and does over Harper. Missing for 3. Kukoc the Chicago rebound. Pippen against Mashburn as the Bulls will play it for 1.
Mavericks starting to get caught by that shot clock running down on him a little bit, Jim. That's because of that Chicago defense.
Harper was out of bounds when he caught the pass from Kukoc.
That's a good call. Good alert call. We had a good look at that one.
2.5 seconds left. The Mavericks with a chance to have the final say here in the first, but they overthrow the mark untouched, and it'll be out of bounds. Chicago back here in the left corner of their front court.
They have a play that they like to run in the front court. You don't normally see them do it in the first period. They like to save it, but they have an alley-oop pass that they will run on a front court out-of-bounds play.
They've also brought Steve Kerr in. He's a good shooter. Kukoc underneath to Weddington. Off the running hook miss. We have sort of stumbled our way through 1. It's a 1-point lead for the Mavericks, 20-19.
Easy. Hey, Deucey, lighten up, buddy. Will you? Give me a break.
Chicago operating with Jordan out of the game right now, and Kerr gives it up to Kukoc. Pippen. In deep, Lorenzo Williams turning the shot away from Jason Cappy, a rookie power forward, and he missed again, and Weddington missed on the tip. So far tonight, the Bulls are scoreless out of the middle. Weddington and Luke Longley really struggling with their game. And Jamal Mashburn knocks out another one. Mash with 4 points, and the Mavericks up by 3.
It'll be a little different for Mashburn attacking Cappy than it will be attacking Scottie Pippen, I'll tell you that.
Here's Pippen driving on Jim Jackson. Mashburn comes over to double team, and the pass to Cappy goes out of bounds. Cherokee Parks enters the lineup for Dallas.
Cherokee Parks into the game.
Jim Jackson going out. It's Parks, it's Williams, it's McCloud, it's Mashburn, and it's Lucius Harris. Is this an interesting combination?
Yes, it is.
Jamal Mashburn running into Weddington, and a foul called on Weddington.
We have not seen that lineup. What Dick Mott is doing is playing Harris at the point guard position with McCloud at the 2 spot. Mashburn at 3, Parks at 4. That's the power forward position for Parks. Mashburn at the small forward, and of course Lorenzo Williams at center.
A reminder, the originating station of the Dallas Mavericks game is KDFI TV, channel 27 in Dallas, Fort Worth.
Correction, the foul was on Bill Winnington.
That foul on Winnington was his first. Apparently, it was a mistake initially as to the report on the personal foul. But Winnington with his first. The Bulls with their first team foul in the second quarter. Mashburn 0 for 2 so far tonight at the line.
I'll tell you one thing you better do against the Chicago Bulls. Actually, you need to do it against everybody, but especially against the better teams that shoot free throws. And that's 3 out of 7 for the Mavericks right now. And that's not good enough.
Mashburn is perfect this time. He's got 6, and the Mavericks lead by 5. The biggest Dallas lead so far is 8. Kerr comes up shooting. Parks the rebound.
And you notice how the tempo changes a little bit with Jason Kidd on the bench. Mavericks do not push it as much. They go more to a half-court game.
Here's a foul called.
Offensive
foul on Jamal Mashburn. Being guarded by Pippen. That's 2 fouls on Mashburn.
You just don't get the breaks on those calls operating against Pippen inside. Let's see if Mashburn, well, he wrapped a hand around there and he got caught with that. That's a good job of showing you a replay where the official was correct.
Winnington gets the basket.
Tell you what, he doesn't put it on the floor very often. That's something you want Bill Winnington to do.
Lucius Harris with Kerr forcing him baseline. Outside McLeod over Kukoc. 4-3. George McLeod.
Bill Jackson's over there. He wants to travel. Boy, Dick Monte's not waiting long on Jason Kidd tonight. Not going to let him rest much tonight. He's got him back at the scorer's table.
Well, he knows his team is really feeding off his energy. Kerr on the miss. Lorenzo Williams the rebound. Out of bounds to Dallas.
Jason Kidd
coming back in. Mashburn going out.
Now you'll get McLeod will drop down to that small forward position, and Lou Harris will go to a more comfortable 2-guard spot with Jason Kidd back in the ball game. Boy, did Lorenzo Williams work hard on the board that time.
Pippen is guarding Kidd. McLeod driving on Kukoc, swatted away by Winnington.
What happens, JD, is they switch a lot. They're so talented and so active, all of the Bulls, that they will switch a lot. They don't worry a lot about whether or not they're on the man they're supposed to be on.
First team foul for the Mavericks.
Foul on Lorenzo Williams. First foul on Lorenzo.
Look at right here. Look at Bill Winnington, former Dallas Maverick, get up and block the shot.
The Bulls down by 6 this trip. Kukoc with McLeod on him. And a foul called on George McLeod. First foul on McLeod. The Mavericks with 2 team fouls here in the second quarter.
McLeod defending Kukoc right there. Had the elbow bent and the forearm up. Ooh, that's tough for Lou Harris down there.
Against Scottie Pippen, who gives it up to Winnington. Pippen the rebound with 9 minutes left in the half.
Pippen is so good. He's getting the ball to everybody.
Winnington with his second basket.
He showed a little confidence in Winnington after Winnington missed the first shot. Went right back to him, knowing that Bill Winnington can shoot that shot.
Lucius Harris turns the corner, felt the bump and hits it off the glass. Then looks to the official for the call.
Didn't get it, did he?
Get it. Got the basket, though. Did not lose his concentration. Caffey plays into Winnington.
Parks didn't see the ball. He could have had a loose ball.
He would have had a steal and run out. 6 to shoot. Kukoc hands it off to Caffey. Has the shot blocked from behind. It's out of bounds with 2 on the shot clock. Make that out of bounds to Dallas.
Kukoc inside. He drops the ball off. It's Caffey that goes up, and it's the rookie, Cherokee Parks, with a nice block. Good defensive play.
The Mavericks with a hoop can go up by 8, and that would equal their largest lead. A legal defense whistled against Chicago, the first of the game. A new 24-second clock for the Mavericks with 7:59 left in the half.
JD, Chicago shooting 33% from the field at this point. The Mavericks doing a nice defensive job. They must continue to do it first and foremost in transition. Oh,
Kidd.
look at the
What
move.
a change of direction move by Kidd, and he draws the foul going in.
You see who he beat out front?
Foul by
He
Bill
beat
Wennington.
Scottie Pippen on that crossover move, reminiscent
foul.
of Tim Hardaway with that crossover right to left.
Jason Kidd, 2 shots.
Kidd with a first of 2. He's got 8 points in the first half.
Michael
Jordan
Jordan
returns
back in the
for
game.
Chicago, and Pippen goes out. So one All-Star replaces another as Kidd hits both free throws. The Mavericks have equaled their largest lead. Kerr, Caffey, Steve Kerr.
Don't give him any room. That's a nice job by Jason Kidd. He got over the top of the pick.
Wennington's pass untouched and out of bounds. The Mavericks have it.
You see Kidd get over the top of that pick that time instead of going behind it. Kerr's such a good shooter. You've got to go over the top. Excellent defense.
The Mavericks right now can increase their advantage to the double digits with a hoop. Kidd's pass tipped away, but he tips it to Harris.
Lucius Harris from Jason Kidd.
The Kid is stealing the limelight tonight.
Kerr looks for Jordan in against Lucius Harris. Jordan out of the post. He's got 6. So the Mavericks, who a moment ago enjoyed a 10-point advantage, their largest, looking good here in the first half tonight. Lucius Harris comes up shooting. Rebound to Caffey. Missed steal by Kidd. Kerr on the push. Kukoc backing in on George McLeod. To the hoop. Missed the shot. The tip also missed. Kidd leaves it for McLeod. 4-3. Rimming now, and Caffey the rebound. Popeye Jones will be coming back at the next opportunity for the Mavericks. 6:18 left in the half. Kerr looking for Jordan. Now it's Jordan against Harris. Michael Jordan in and out, and McLeod the rebound. Jordan the steal. The basket and a foul on McLeod.
For the basket, Michael Jordan, the foul to Jordan McLeod. His second.
He went and got it right back,
foul.
Michael Jordan did.
Never.
Nice defensive play. Recovered the ball and scored.
Timeout taken. 6:04 left in the half. And the Mavericks, who were up by 10, right now lead it by 6.
Brought to you by Hager. Stuff you can.
Watch the defense by Chicago right here. Jordan and Kerr tip the ball. Watch the court awareness of Jason Kidd. He tips it right back to the open man, Lou Harris, who drains the jumper.
That's an all-star-like play by Jason Kidd.
Michael Jordan, 1 shot.
Jason Kidd, who's on the all-star ballot. Michael Jordan hitting the free throw. Here's Kidd. 5-point lead as the Bulls have cut it in half. Underneath, Kukoc the steal and the pass from Kidd.
Kidd thought that he had Kukoc caught with his back turn to the ball.
And Kukoc advancing all the way up court to Jason Caffey for the hook.
Jason Caffey.
They're pretty high on Cappy as a promising rookie. They think he's going to be a pretty good player.
Kerr with a missed steal, and now Kidd picked up by Kerr.
Jason
Kidd in double figures in scoring. 11 points for him.
Along with the 11 points, he has 7 rebounds, 3 steals, and 3 assists. Not a bad first half.
35-30
Not a bad
game.
ball game for some people.
That's true. Longley. Nope. Lorenzo Williams has pitched his shutout down in the post tonight with Luke Longley. Kidd with a pull-up. Jason Caffey the rebound.
He didn't make a good decision there. We're going to give him all the credit he deserves for the good plays. That time he didn't make the right
Michael
decision.
Jordan.
Michael Jordan, who began very quietly, now has 11.
Longley 0 for 6 from the field, and that is really hurting this Bulls team.
Mavericks hanging on to a 3-point lead. Outside shot for Harris, not there. Caffey to the loose ball. And now the Bulls have a chance to cut it to 1 or tie with the long one.
The shots for the Mavericks are starting to come off the dribble, and that's dangerous.
Jordan again. 13 for Jordan.
Basket, Michael Jordan.
And a foul on Lucius Harris.
His first to 14 foul.
When your offense gets too dribble-oriented, you're going to get yourself in trouble as Michael Jordan operates down low against Lou Harris. It's the fadeaway jumper on the baseline, not unlike a shot that Jim Jackson likes to shoot. Jordan gets it down and will shoot the free throw.
14 first-half points for Michael Jordan, 10 in this quarter. The Bulls have scored 12 of the last 14 points, and they've tied it up at 35. Mashburn guarded by Kukoc. Jackson. Kidd finds Popeye Jones, 6 to shoot. Shot clock at 3. Mashburn under pressure. And the long rebound. It's saved in play. Kidd underneath to Jones. Popeye missed the layup, but the Mavericks hustle their way back into possession.
Well, the Bulls doing such a good defensive job. When you get opportunities like that, you cannot miss them.
Mashburn underneath, missed on the reverse move, tipped out to Kidd. Jason Kidd, spectacular.
Made it look like he was going to go behind his back, never made the pass, kept it, used the board, the English, the 2.
Now a foul on Jim Jackson. Second foul on Jackson. The Mavericks are over the limit. Michael Jordan to the free throw line.
Watch this. A loose ball. Kidd doesn't go behind his back, just keeps it, uses the glass well. He needs some help. He's got to get some of his Maverick teammates to go along with him.
Jordan with 15 as he hits the first of 2 free throws. Chicago draws even once more at 37. Kidd being guarded by Randy Brown, who's in the lineup, number 0.
And he'll get after you. Randy Brown will play some defense.
Popeye Jones against Cappy. Lorenzo Williams to Kidd. And Brown the foul. Kidd gets to the line.
Foul by Randy Brown, his first to 13 foul.
Smart play by Jason Kidd. Randy Brown played his first couple of years at University of Houston under Pat Foster. There you see Kidd drawing the foul. Good alert play by Jason Kidd.
Randy Brown is from Chicago.
Jason Kidd, 2 shots.
He felt that this long extended road trip perhaps would be good for him because he feels there's a lot of pressure on him to play in the United Center.
Well, there is. What about the pressure of getting tickets for all those family and friends? Kidd's got 8 rebounds already.
He's got 14 points.
The bad news is the Bulls are on a 12-2 run.
Judd Bushler has checked in for Chicago, number 30. Pippen looking for Jordan. Brown swings to Bushler. Inside to Cappy Jones to steal.
Nice play by Popeye Jones.
Popeye sets it up with a shot for himself, gets his own rebound, and it's cleared by Cappy, and a loose ball foul on Dallas. Jason Cappy will shoot 2.
He was trying to put up a little lob pass for Lorenzo Williams to go up and get and make the dunk, but it didn't work, and then he got it back and he missed that the easy one.
Timeout with 2:44 left in the half, and the Mavericks up 1.
So rally round the J.
Seems like we've known each other forever.
Yeah, I know. 2 weeks.
Will you marry me? 'Cause Emma, I love you, man.
Oh, Johnny, you're not getting my Bud Light.
For the He's on sale for $39.99 each. Plus the first 50 fans who buy one of these great champion jerseys, you'll receive a free champion branded hat. So call 1-800-654-9545 and get that jersey tonight.
Isn't it interesting that Roger Staubach would say he likes to play the zone defense? He sure read zones well enough. That's why he likes to play it in basketball. He learned how to read them in football. Speaking of Roger Staubach, how about that guy, huh? Tom Landry.
Cappy, one more free throw. 0 for 2, and Kidd hustles to the loose ball. It is tipped out of bounds. It belongs to Dallas.
Where'd he come from? Where did Jason Kidd come from? He's everywhere.
The way he's approached this game is a lot like an early Jordan. Come on the floor with all kinds of energy, make plays for your team, keep them in it. Here's McLeod inside, and a foul.
I like the aggressiveness with the way in which he took the ball to the basket. You need to do that consistently. I'll tell you what, if Popeye Jones was his normal self offensively tonight, this would be a little bit more in the Mavericks' favor. Down low, George McLeod. Good move, good aggressive move against Bushler.
One shot.
First foul on Bushler. McLeod missed on the free throw attempt. Going for the three-point play, so still a three-point Dallas lead. Jordan against Jackson. Scottie Pippen drops it inside to Cappy, and his shot is swatted away. Popeye Jones ends up with it. Kidd
look at the
McLeod underneath, and Jackson for a wide open three.
You got to follow it and get it back.
Bushler knocked it out of bounds. The Mavericks keep it.
Jackson would have had it. I don't like the way he's walking right now. Jason Kidd, bounce pass, covered a lot of floor right there. McLeod.
Mavericks with a solid rebound edge here in the first half with 2 minutes remaining. McLeod's pass to the inside, knocked out of bounds by Chicago. Now the Mavericks come in with 16 on the shot clock.
Kidd should be coming toward the ball. There should be a pick on Kidd. There he comes.
Jordan picks him up. Mashburn against Brown. Big mismatch here. Mash trying to take advantage. And the rebound to Pippen. Underneath Cappy. Scottie Pippen finding the Rook wide open.
They just keep coming at you. They attempt to wear you down, and they do that frequently, finally in the fourth period.
Kidd rolls off. Here comes Jordan.
You think about those little ones that they've been. Look out.
Against McLeod and Mashburn. He gets the basket. Michael Jordan has just put his autograph on the game.
What a move.
And the Bulls have their first lead of the night. Jackson, and check foul on Bushler.
Foul by Judd Bushler.
Watch this move. Watch him go left. Then he goes right. Then he splits the defense. Mashburn, McLeod splits them both. Lays it up there with that great touch, that feather touch, that
Jim Jackson, 1 plus the penalty, 2 shots.
Jim Jackson shooting 81% from the foul line on the season and has his first one of the night. 7 points for Jackson.
Mavericks have had some shots inside. Jones has missed some. Kidd's missed some. Mashburn's missed some. Good close shots.
The Bulls down by 1. They head to San Antonio after tonight. They've got a date in Utah on Friday night. Jordan on the fadeaway. He is dead center. Michael Jordan, he's got it. He's got what they call in the military target acquisition, and he's locked on.
Target acquisition.
13 to shoot. Kidd lets Brown fly by. Jason going to the hoop. Now a 3 try by McLeod.
Thank you to Jason Kidd. Once again, his creativity with the ball, his ability to see the floor, and his court awareness. Finds the open man. Boom. 3-pointer.
15 on the shot clock. About 9 difference, and an illegal defense called against Dallas, or a foul. An illegal defense against the Mavericks.
I think the Bulls bench called it.
Less than 24 seconds left. This is a free throw. 20.1 on the clock. Here is Lucius Harris coming in for the Mavericks.
I think Phil Jackson had a lot to do with making that call.
The officials were not going to present the Bulls the ball. There's less than 24 seconds remaining, so even though it's the first illegal defense in the game, because they're less than 24 seconds, it's a free throw, and Michael Jordan is on the line.
Good call, Jim. That's the way it reads in the rule book.
21 for Jordan.
21.
Yeah, 17 in this quarter.
He had a pretty slow start, didn't he? But his team is behind.
You know, I saw him roll out 50 one night. He had 9 at the half.
Oh, my. Watch the lob. The alley-oop. They like an alley-oop.
Well, they had a lot of time, so they didn't want to go that way. The Bulls playing it for 1. They're down 1.
Not a two-man play. Pippen, Jordan. Not bad, huh?
The Mavericks trying to double on Pippen. It leaves Bushler open from the perimeter for 3. Tip try, Brown missed. And at the half at Reunion Arena, the Mavericks getting a wonderful send-off from the sellout crowd as they lead the Chicago Bulls by 1. 45-44, the first half score. Jason Kidd energizing his team to an earlier 10-point lead in the half.
With Mavericks coach Dick Motta, the Mavs lead by 1 at halftime. The guys, Jim and Bob, talked about the fact that maybe what you lacked in execution, you made up for in hustle in the first half. Would you agree?
Well, we executed quite well. I guess execution fails if you miss a shot. All you can hope for out of the offense is that you get a nice shot, and we probably missed 6 or 7, you know, little bunnies that you've got to hit if we're going to win this ball game.
All in all, against a team like this, to be in the game and to have controlled much of the game has to make you feel good.
Well, I feel that, you know, this is the way basically our floor game should be going. Hopefully the shooting will come around. If not today, then tomorrow. We're not a 35% shooting team. We're not 50 either, but we're somewhere in the middle.
Dick Motta, thank you very much. Back to you guys.
All right, Mike. Well, the Stars have come out tonight for this special game in Reunion Arena. 3 Cowboys sitting and taking it all in.
Holy cow. I mean, I wonder if those guys paid for their seats. They could probably build a new arena they're talking about. Those Emmett Smith on the left, Deion Sanders in the middle, and Michael Irvin on the right. On the floor, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Jason Kidd, Roger Staubach's here, and here's Jim Durham.
And here are your first half statistics, ladies and gentlemen. That 35% shooting that Dick Motta talked about, Chicago, and even 40%. Free throws about the same. The Mavericks with an edge on the glass, and especially so at the offensive end. And the Bulls turned it over 9 times. Dallas with 7.
We saw a lot of defense in the first half, and you're going to see a lot more of it in the second half. Let me point out right now that the Chicago Bulls are known for going into the 4th period and turning the defense up a notch. And I think you've been through that with this Bull team, Jim. Jordan leads the way. Scottie Pippen leads the way. So let's see if the Mavericks can hang around in the 3rd period.
A little earlier here in halftime, Michael Jordan visiting with Emmett Smith. Let us revisit our bank on this. Stopping Jordan and Pippen. Well, Pippen didn't look to score that often in the first half. Michael Jordan did have 21 points. Scottie Pippen officially had 6 in the first half, and there you see his rebounds and assist numbers. 3rd quarter getting underway.
There you take a look at the Pontiac Key matchup.
That's a draw.
About as close as it's going to get.
Kidd almost had it. Steele did pop it loose. The Mavericks end up with it. That was Jason Kidd who broke up that play. Pippen out there guarding Kidd. Ashburn. Nothing doing. And on the rebound, a jump ball call between Longley and Williams. Now, Luke Longley is 7'2", 265 pounds against Lorenzo Williams, who, you know, Lorenzo is only 6'9", 6'10".
But quick off the floor and makes the effort every time. Look at there. Tipped it forward.
Jones gets the basket.
You could see it coming because Jones had turned his body in a blockout position on the defender. And Lorenzo Williams quick up off the floor. Great job. That's really nice execution.
Jordan over Jackson. Michael Jordan's hot shooting continues. That's 9 out of 14 from the field tonight. Lorenzo Williams against Longley. Now a pass loose. Mashburn has it. 10 to shoot. Mashburn against Harper. 6 on the shot clock. Kidd comes up shooting and nails the moonraker over Pippen.
We've seen him do it before. We saw him do it at Houston last year.
The Mavericks increase the lead to 4. Longley against Lorenzo Williams. And Luke Longley gets the one he's been looking for tonight.
Yeah, he was looking for that in the first half. Had a couple of those, didn't get it to go.
He went 0 for 6 in the first half. Longley guarding Williams loosely. Jackson against Harper. Left it short. Pippen the rebound. Pippen a hesitation move. The turnaround shot may be blocked by Mashburn. That one fell short. Mavericks run to Jackson underneath against Longley. Hand off to Kidd. Jackson went back inside, lost the handle. Mashburn a pickup. 10 on the shot clock. Kidd again for 3. Ron Harper the long rebound. Simpkins. Popeye Jones gives him plenty of room. Pippen now being guarded by Lorenzo Williams. Plays into Longley, who shoots over Mashburn. Hip dunk Simpkins.
You got to bump him. Can't allow that guy to go to that offensive glass without contact there.
Dickie Simpkins with 6 points tonight. Mashburn had it tipped away by Pippen. Simpkins a lob pass to Jordan, and it's Kidd making the steal. Saves it on ahead to Mashburn, who launches the 3. Ron Harper out with it for Chicago.
Kidd is amazing. He's just amazing.
Now Pippen for 3. And it's the Mavericks coming back with it. Popeye Jones, loose ball out of bounds. Last touch by the Bulls.
15 seconds on the shot clock.
Mavericks come in with 15 to shoot.
Jason Kidd's effort over and above scoring points tonight has just been superb. If you were to take this tape of this game, sit down and break it down, his plus points would be amazing.
Kidd giving the Mavericks the lead. 19 points for Kidd.
And a lot of other things to go along with it. Rebounds, assists, steals.
And a foul called on Jim Jackson guarding Jordan. 3rd foul on Jackson.
First team foul.
Tony Kukoc returns for Chicago as we see the hand check replay, the official ruling that that's what it was, a hand check foul. Didn't much look like a hand check on the replay. Longley finishing lefty.
Yeah, the problem is when you're guarding Pippen or Jordan, you always need help. Oh!
Still up in the air. Pippen comes down with it. Chicago looking for the lead. 8 minutes remaining in the 3rd. Ron Harper shot blocked by Williams. And it's Jackson to the loose ball and a foul on Pippen.
I just hope the Mavericks will have enough strength to make it to the end of the ball game because they're putting such a great effort into this. Watch Jones, Lorenzo Williams with the block. Jones had the positions. Williams gets the block. Jackson comes up with the ball. Pippen commits the foul over on the far sideline.
52-52. Jackson scoop shot blocked by Longley. Kidd right back to Jackson. And on the reload move, we get a 3-second call against the Mavericks. You know, you talked about the Bulls and their defensive stand that they can make. Now, this is a team that when you put Dennis Rodman out there, you've got Harper, Pippen, Jordan, and Rodman. 4 of the top defenders in the league.
These guys have all had defensive honors in the NBA, too.
But the Mavericks are hanging in tonight. Again, they have a chance to recapture the lead. Kidd change of direction, move off to Lorenzo Williams, and Dallas goes up by 2.
Holy cow. You just have to watch him. You have to study him. Tell you what, there's 3 great players out there on the floor tonight.
Scottie Pippen with Kidd going down, gives it up to Harper. Harper is the open shooter, and the ball is out of bounds to the Mavericks.
Watch Jason Kidd. Watch the move. Left hand, cross over to the right hand, cross back over to the left hand. Inside finds Lorenzo Williams, who dunks. My, oh my.
Timeout taken, 6:55 for the third. It's the Mavericks up 2. Champion jerseys receive a free champion branded hat, so operators are standing by right now. Call 800-654-9545. The Mavericks looking to extend on the 2-point lead. Kidd guarded by Jordan.
They're going to post Jackson
Against Bushler. Popeye Jones swings the ball to Mashburn, who shot under pressure. Not there, and the rebound, Kukoc.
You see the great defensive rotation that time as they got to Mashburn. Jackson had it. They were able to swing the ball.
Kukoc on the miss. Lorenzo Williams ahead to Kidd. Pippen knocked his dribble away. Kidd
All the way.
to Jackson. Jackson missed the shot but drew the foul, and he'll shoot 2. Tony Kukoc with the foul. That's his first.
You know, the problem is you get down in there and you wonder where Pippen is. You wonder where Jordan is. You know, you've got size in Longley and Kukoc, but the explosiveness, the quick off the floor jumpers, you start looking for them, and you can't do that. You want to concentrate on that rim and take it right there.
And indications are that perhaps on Friday, when Chicago stops in Utah, they will be wondering where Rodman is also. So you got 3 of them to deal with if you go to the basket. 4-point lead for the Mavericks. 6 minutes left in the third. Longley and on Lorenzo Williams. Well, Luke Longley has come to life here in the third quarter.
He took a pretty good chewing out from Jackson, Phil Jackson, coach of the Chicago Bulls, when he took him out in the first half. He got after him pretty good.
Jason Kidd being hounded by Jordan. 10 on the shot clock. Here's Mashburn on the fadeaway. Jamal Mashburn scoring over Pippen.
He's got to get back defensively, though. He made contact with Pippen.
Now Scottie comes back and counters quickly for Chicago. Scottie Pippen with his first 2 points since the first half.
JD, do you get the impression that they get their points a little bit easier than the Mavericks get theirs?
I think so. Jackson inside to Popeye Jones. There is great execution all the way to the hoop. Pippen going right back for the Bulls. Missed on the layup. Jackson ahead to Kidd. Here come the Mavericks. Mashburn, a wide open 3. And a timeout taken by the Bulls. They roar their approval in Reunion Arena. 4:46 left in the third. 570 KLIF Dallas Mavericks fast break payoff. The Mavericks have scored 11 of the last 15 points to go up by 7. Here's a foul on Kidd guarding Michael Jordan.
Speaking of Jason Kidd, to bring you up to date on what he's done, 19 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 steals. He will sleep well tonight.
2 team fouls on the Mavericks. Pippen going inside. A pitch out to Kukoc. He lines up the 3. Bushler tips it to Pippen. Scottie back to the hoop. Looks it away and hits it off the glass and draws the foul in the process.
It's just confidence. It's experience and confidence and obviously great talent. That's where it starts. Watch this. Watch Pippen look back out here. There you see him looking back out here. Look at him put the ball up off the glass. He knows right where he is. You may see some pressure there. There it is. They will do this a little bit. You can expect that if they're not ahead, they could go to some full court defensive pressure.
Lorenzo Williams gives it up to Kidd. Now it's Mashburn trying to shake free from Pippen, and a foul on Scottie Pippen. Pippen has his third. Chicago with its third team foul.
See, Pippen didn't like the fact that that whistle blew against him that time. He doesn't think that should happen.
Mashburn again, this time the fadeaway. Cleared by Longley. Jordan surveys the scene in the Chicago front court.
It's not the right shot at the right time for the Mavericks.
Bushler. Longley open. Missed tip by Kukoc. Jason Kidd off the drive. Jackson over Longley.
Jim Jackson from Jason Kidd.
Jackson with 12. The Mavericks up by 6. Pippen against Mashburn. Picked up by Lorenzo Williams. Kukoc takes up slack. Scottie Pippen for 3. Longley tips it outside, but the Mavericks have it, and here's Jim Jackson.
Well, Kidd's got his double-double already.
He may get a quadruple-double tonight.
How did he get up there? There's so much traffic in there, he just literally exploded up off the floor.
The Mavericks have opened up an 8-point lead after leading by just 1 at the half.
What a wonderful performance by Dallas to this point in the game.
Jordan finding Kukoc. Another wide open shot missed. The rebound to Williams. Here come the Mavericks as Kidd fires it on ahead to Jackson.
Good decision by Jim Jackson.
Kidd for 3. Mashburn the rebound.
Back down inside. Back down inside now.
About 2.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Mavericks are tired. They really are.
Kidd rims the 3, no good, but it's Jackson the offensive rebound, and it's the guys in the red shirts standing around now.
It's been a pretty physical game, and the pace has been, believe me, up-tempo.
Mashburn takes a look at the clock at the other end. Kidd right back into Jamal, 7 to shoot. Mashburn turning, had it chopped away from him. The ball out of bounds to the Mavericks with 4 on the shot
4
clock.
seconds on the shot clock. Jason Caffey back in the game.
Jason Caffey returning for Chicago, and Tony Kukoc heads for the bench. If he's not scoring, Kukoc can't help you much in the other area. Missed shot by Mashburn, and a timeout taken by the Bulls, a 20-second timeout as Pippen was going out of bounds. All right, fans, 2 minutes left in the third. Time for the Sprite shootout. If the Mavericks score a 3-point shot in the next 2 minutes, Rosalind Brown will win 2 cases of Sprite, 2 tickets to a Mavericks game, and a basketball autographed by Jamal Mashburn. Let's go to Mike Ducey.
Okay, Jim, I'm with the greatest track athlete in the world right now, Michael Johnson of Dallas, world record holder, 200 and 400 meters, world champion in those distances. Watching what at times has been a track meet here tonight, what do you think of the game so far?
It's pretty good. It's been a lot of running, but I don't want to get out there and get with them. I think Jordan's playing a great game. The Mavericks look good. It's a really good game.
Tell us about the status of your training for the Olympic Games next summer.
I just started training about 2 weeks ago, and it's looking pretty good so far. Just working the kinks out. I think it's going to be a pretty good year. I'm working out hard, and I'm going to work hard through July.
All right, we've seen Michael Jordan on the court. This is Michael Johnson with us. Thank you.
Holy cow, another one of the great athletes in the world. Maybe the best sprinter ever in the history of track. He could be.
Now it's the Bulls going to work. Jordan over Kidd. And the rebound tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Chicago. The Mavericks the ball, an 8-point lead. 1:44 left to go in the third.
Oh, did Popeye Jones do a nice job inside battling for the rebound. Using that big body inside.
Rosalind Brown still alive in the Sprite shootout. 1:32 remaining. Shot clock at 10. Jackson. Nice move by Jackson. Straight in bank.
Excellent. Going to the basket once again. One of his real strengths. Jim Jackson gets a big bucket.
This equals the largest lead for the Mavericks.
They love the back door. There it is. That's a backdoor cut.
Yeah, but the Mavericks close the door, and the Bulls have to go outside to Wennington. Wennington has 6. Kidd against Jordan.
Look at Jordan's eyes.
Over the top pass, almost went in the basket. Popeye Jones with a follow-up. Rebound. A loose ball foul called on Chicago. First in the last 2 minutes.
Jordan's eyes in guarding Jason Kidd never looked at the ball. He kept looking at Jason Kidd's eyes all the time, which will tell you where that offensive player wants to go with the ball.
Not always. Not where Jason Kidd is concerned.
You mean he'll fake it and go the other way, huh?
Apparently a shooting foul. Popeye Jones on the line to shoot 2.
2 shots.
We are driving excitement. Check out the all-new 96 Pontiacs at your nearby North Texas Pontiac dealer. Pontiac, the official car of the Dallas Mavericks.
Boy, if a guy ever needed a rest and ever deserved a standing ovation, it's Jason Kidd. He's not getting it, but they ought to be on their feet here at Reunion Arena. You've got to fill the middle space on the free throw lane.
So Lucius Harris does. He just checked in for Kidd. And Popeye Jones is perfect this trip to the free throw line. Popeye with 9 points tonight.
And 10 rebounds to go along with it, so he's headed for another double-double.
Mavericks up 10. Pippen leaves it for Bushler. Jordan guarded by Mashburn. Off the back iron, and Lorenzo Williams, the Mavericks rebound. Shot clock at 20, a little better than 5 difference.
You want to get a good look right now.
Lucius Harris. 4 to shoot. Harris gets it away under pressure. Popeye with a follow.
Popeye Jones.
Chicago trying to have the final say here in the third. Pippen launches the 3. It's in. Scottie Pippen connecting at the buzzer at the end of 3. The Mavericks lead is 9. And sorry, Roslyn, you didn't win the strike shootout, but you'll still receive 2 cases of strike and 2 tickets to a Mavericks game. Okay, Mike, we're ready to go here. The final 12 minutes of regulation. The Mavericks, the 9-point lead on the ball. Jackson against Jordan. McLeod being guarded by Kukoc. Jackson under pressure. The Bulls now really starting to chase the ball. Here's Lucius Harris missing the 3. And it's Wennington with a rebound, and now Jordan waiting for his teammates. Or perhaps not. He says, I'll take this one.
Remember what I said about the Chicago Bulls turning up the defensive pressure in the 4th period. I mentioned it a couple of times. It's the 4th period, folks. Let's see what happens.
7-point lead right now. Harris inside, and it's Randy Brown making the block from behind, knocking it out of bounds with 13 on the shot clock.
That's quite a recovery by Brown that time. He really reacted.
George McLeod looking to make the inbounds. Still looking. Way outside to Lorenzo Williams. Jackson against Jordan. 6 to shoot. Lucius Harris is fouled, and he'll shoot 2. Pippen, Brown, and Wennington at a welcoming party for Harris in the lane, and the foul is on Randy Brown. 2 fouls on Brown. First team foul on Chicago.
Lou Harris will put it on the floor and go to the basket.
Lucius Harris.
Mavericks were out rebounding the Bulls at halftime by 4. To start this period, they were out rebounding them by 14, so they did a great job on the boards in the 3rd period.
And the hustle board shows the Mavericks with a 61-46 edge. 2 free throws for Lucius Harris. The Mavericks back up to a 9-point lead. The Mavericks trying to do to the Bulls what they did to them the first time they met last year. That was in United Center. Come away with the upset win. Kukoc against McLeod. Kukoc off the drive, and a goaltend and a foul. Lorenzo Williams came over to make the block and was hit with a goaltend. And George McLeod gets hit with a personal foul. That's his 3rd.
Kukoc goes to his right. He's left-handed. He comes back inside. The foul's committed. The whistle had blown. But you still can't do that. That ball's on the way down. They get a break there. Chicago gets a break.
And Kukoc converts on the 3-point play. First points of the game for Tony Kukoc. Now the Bulls in their half-court trap.
That's what they will do.
McLeod for 3. Rebound Pippen.
And what they want to try to do, they get you to start rushing your shots a little bit.
Jordan missing the 2, and the rebound to McLeod.
Nice play by Harris. He tipped the ball to McLeod. Well, you've got to protect that ball when you put it on the floor against Scottie Pippen. He will reach around, tip it, and go down the floor.
Jackson against Brown. 7 on the shot clock. Randy Brown popped it loose. Jordan to the loose ball. In on George McLeod and draws the foul. 2 shots for Jordan.
There's that defense again, and Randy Brown can play it. Mavericks a little bit hesitant right now without the leadership at the point guard position of Jason Kidd. You saw the tip, the deflection, the recovery by Jordan, takes it the length of the floor, almost gets it to go. He'll go to the line.
5 for 5 from the free throw line tonight, and that free throw gives him 26 points in the game.
And you and I were talking earlier about Michael Jordan, 10 years in this league, 51% from the field, 84% from the line, 32 points a game. That's average for 10 years.
That's tops all time. Average per game, 27 points. The Mavericks lead has been cut to 4. Lucius Harris being hawked by Randy Brown. Harris trying to dribble free, runs into a crowd, missed the shot, ball tipped out to Jordan. Jordan driving on Jackson, feeds Pippen for the finish.
That'll require a timeout right now.
The Chicago Bulls have rallied back into the game with 9:45 remaining. Sonics. And Atlanta has taken the lead at Denver in the second quarter. Here the Bulls have cut it to 2 with 9:40 remaining. Randy Brown out pressuring Lucius Harris. McLeod guarded by Pippen. Jason Kidd at the scorer's table for the Mavericks. Popeye Jones. McLeod with 5 to shoot. It's Jackson against Jordan. 2 on the clock. Jim Jackson shot blocked by Jordan. And on the rebound, it's a shot clock violation as that one fell short.
Jason Kidd.
See, they're not getting good looks at all right now. They're not getting good looks at the basket. If you don't get good looks, you don't get good shots.
Kidd back in the lineup. Jackson is out.
Chicago has turned up that defense, has the ball with a chance to either tie or take the lead.
Kukoc on the drive against Popeye Jones, and a foul on Popeye. This is the problem the Bulls can present to the opposition from a matchup situation like come playoff time when matchups are always so important. Kukoc, how do you guard the guy?
It's, you know, the flexibility that Jackson has to work with this team and the versatility that the players possess.
Jordan on the miss. Kidd the rebound.
See, he immediately pushes him down the floor. Immediately makes Chicago think about something else other than double teaming.
Kidd into the lane, runs into a crowd, missed the shot, and we get a loose ball fouled underneath. It's against the Bulls.
Loose ball foul, Tony Kukoc.
Kukoc picking up the foul. 2 fouls on him. 2 team fouls on Chicago. Caffey coming back, number 35, Jason Caffey, the 6'8" rookie from Alabama. And it's Jordan who goes out. Kukoc is now your 2 guard.
Yeah, I think Dick Motta will settle for that substitution, though. Jordan sits down, and what you were talking about is now a problem for the Mavericks. You got Kukoc at the 2 guard position, and all he does is stand at 6'11".
That foul is on Randy Brown, and Chicago with its 3rd team foul. Brown with his 3rd personal. The Mavericks lead at 75-73. Jason Kidd to Popeye Jones. Ooh, Brown a missed steal. Kidd gives it up to McLeod. Short, but Popeye on the follow, blocked by Whittington. Loose ball, and knocked out of bounds. It belongs to whom? Chicago. Dick Motta unhappy with that call, and it was right over there in front of him. He had a great look at it.
He's going to wait and see what happens. Let's see who knocks it out of bounds.
Well, they changed the call.
8 seconds on the shot clock.
It belongs to Dallas, but the Mavericks have just 8 seconds on the shot clock.
Dick looked like he was in transition defense to the other end of the floor there that time.
Kidd driving on Randy Brown. Lost it inside. Shot clock violation. It belongs to the Bulls.
Shot clock violation.
There's no place for the timid out there right now. Turnovers, you see them right there. But they'll be crucial down the stretch. They will determine the outcome of the ball game in the next 8 minutes and 15 seconds.
Kukoc backing down on McLeod. Tony Kukoc with the basket, and Chicago pulls even at 75. That was Caffey who almost had the steal. Now they do pop it loose. Harris saves. Kidd for three. Caught by Jones, the Mavericks rebound. And he fires. Jason Caffey controlling for the Bulls, who have an opportunity at the lead with 7:42 remaining.
Mavericks not getting the kinds of looks right now that Dick Motta would like for them to get.
Off the ball, a whistle. A foul on George McLeod guarding Kukoc down in the post. 5 fouls on George McLeod. 14 fouls on the Mavericks here in the fourth.
JD, I'll tell you, Randy Brown's been outstanding at the point guard position. He's been all over the place defensively. He's had a lot to do with Chicago coming back here in the fourth period.
That's why he's in this league.
And that's why he got a 4-year contract. I mean, a lot of people were wondering if he was going to find a place to play. The Bulls give him a 4-year deal.
Caffey trying to hand off to Whittington, and in the process, a 3-second call against the Bulls wipes out that perimeter shot by Pippen. So the Mavericks with a chance to go back in front.
Hey, how about this one? We talked about defense in the fourth period by Chicago. Mavericks are 0 for 10 from the field. 0 for 10. There it is.
Lucius Harris against Pippen. Into the post, and we get a foul called on Randy Brown. Fourth foul on Brown. The Bulls with their fourth team foul.
The Mavericks also have 4 team fouls here in this final period. 75-75.
7:11 left. McLeod backing down on Kukoc. Kidd comes up shooting for 3. And it's Kukoc the rebound.
0 for 11 from the field.
And the other thing that makes that a bit more of a problem is Jordan is getting some rest right now.
Yeah.
Scottie Pippen gives Chicago the lead. Pippen with 18 points tonight. He had just 6 at the half.
Nice execution with the offense that time by Chicago. They got a real good, clear look without any defensive pressure.
Harris for 3. The Mavericks back in front. Lucius Harris knocks out the 3.
So did the Mavericks. They did too. Get a good look. Makes a difference. Whoa, almost a travel.
So the Mavericks' first field goal of this fourth quarter, a 3-pointer. Caffey inside, gets the hook down. Jason Caffey, his first basket in the second half.
Caffey got the roll that time.
6 minutes remaining. McLeod against Kukoc. Shot clock at 9. On the rollout, Lorenzo Williams. He saves it in play off the Bulls. It belongs to the Mavericks with 4 seconds to shoot.
That was a tough pass for Lorenzo to handle that time, especially with those fingers still taped together.
McLeod gets free, shoots it over Pippen. Lorenzo Williams with a follow in emphatic fashion.
Super effort. Really a nice job inside. I think Dick Motta's waiting until Jackson comes with Jordan before he comes with Mash. No, he's not. Here come Jackson and Mashburn right now.
Pippen drops the pass out to Randy Brown, who comes up shooting. Rebounded by McLeod.
They got numbers.
And it's Lucius Harris in on Pippen.
Lucius Harris from George McLeod. Time Chicago.
He didn't sprint hard. He sprinted. He went down the floor quickly.
He did. Jordan back into the game for the Bulls. Ron Harper has also checked back in. Kukoc against Mashburn. Jordan guarded by Jackson. 5 minutes remaining. Michael Jordan with that elevation on the jumper. He's got 29 tonight. And Chicago within 1. Jordan guarding Kidd. Mashburn against Simpkins. Jamal, a quick wheel out. Rebound to Jordan. The Bulls come down looking for the lead.
He's got to finish that one, but it was a great move by Mashburn. We need to see more of that out of Jamal Mashburn.
Ron Harper gives it up to Longley. 10 on the shot clock. Kukoc pops free, shoots it over Mashburn. Rebound, Lorenzo Williams. Jason Kidd on the push. Jackson for three. Kidd with the long rebound.
Could have been a foul with Harper over Kidd's back.
4 minutes remaining. I tell you what, this is an Eastern Conference game in every definition. 82-81, 3:56 left in regulation. A kick violation gives the Mavericks an in-24. The Mavericks have thoroughly thumped the Bulls on the backboard.
And the Mavericks had an advantage of 4 at halftime as Scottie Pippen re-enters the game. The
Simpkins goes out.
They're fully loaded now.
They've got their 3 best offensive players out there. Jackson against Pippen. J.J. with a hook, blocked by Pippen off the glass, and then comes down with a rebound.
See, Pippen will not go after that shot early in the ball game, even in the first half. The later it gets, the more he will go after shots like that.
Kukoc looking for room to operate against Lorenzo Williams and takes him to the basket, draws the foul on the way in. Lorenzo with his third. And the Mavericks are over the limit, so Tony Kukoc to the line to shoot 2.
Well, look at these rebounding numbers. Jones has 14 for the Mavericks. Kidd has 13 rebounds. Lorenzo Williams with 12 and Jackson with 9. Just a super job on the boards.
Well, it's games like this that Phil Jackson must look longingly at Dennis Rodman.
There he is. Dennis Rodman, greatest rebounder the game has ever seen. And the stats prove it.
Kukoc hits them both. 7 fourth-quarter points for Tony Kukoc. That gives Chicago the 1-point advantage. Randy Brown back in there for the Bulls at the point, defending against Kidd.
And what Jackson's doing is he's going with the defensive lineup. He's got those defensive people in there, Jordan Pippen, Randy Brown.
Where he can. He's going to give it the platoon. 5 to shoot. Mashburn. Mash gets to the basket this time. Mashburn has 13. The Mavericks lead it by 1.
What's that familiar request? A defensive stop?
Oh, yeah.
No, Jackson working hard against Jordan on denial defense.
Off the ball. 9 to shoot. Here's Kukoc underneath. A pitch out loose. Brown trying to save, and he does to Pippen. 2 on the clock. A 3 by Pippen. What a cold-blooded shot by Scottie Pippen.
Mavericks were so close to coming up with an easy one at the other end of the floor.
Now the Bulls have a 2-point advantage. Hit against Brown, and off the ball, a foul on Chicago. It's on Jordan, guarding Jackson. The Bulls are over the limit.
Foul by Michael Jordan is second.
2 fouls on Jordan.
15 foul. The Mavericks shoot the penalty for the rest of this game.
Scottie Pippen comes up with a big 3, but Randy Brown makes the save. Excellent play by Brown. He knew where Pippen was.
Jim Jackson, 1 plus the penalty, 2 shots.
Jackson, 14 points tonight. Now he shoots for the tie with 2:21 remaining.
Jordan will go on down the floor, and that frequently creates a mismatch if Chicago attacks quickly. Jackson is back. He will take Jordan.
86-86. Well, last year in the first meeting between these two teams, it was an overtime ball game. We may have the same tonight.
They cleared the floor for Jordan.
On the fadeaway. Rebound to Jackson. Knocked away by Campy to Jordan. Chicago with those active hands defensively, and Pippen is fouled by Kidd.
He makes the shot with his left hand. My, oh my.
He's second.
I'll tell you what. Pippen is just absolutely incredible.
He's something, isn't he?
Gee whiz.
Scottie Pippen came a long way in a short time.
The shot didn't count, folks, but he moved it over to his left hand after the whistle.
Judd Bushler back in the game.
Bushler returning, number 30. Kukoc goes out for Chicago.
Jackson has got that 10th rebound, double figures in rebounds tonight, but that steal by Caffey, remember that one.
2 minutes to the game. Pippen missed the free throw.
And Jordan was sneaking in on the left side of the shooter. That's one of his favorite plays. He loves to do that.
The Mavericks need a hoop to regain the lead.
Boy, they will D it up. Chicago. Oh, good cut by Mashburn.
On the inside, Mashburn gets the basket and draws the foul.
That's a great job offensively. Watch the sneak move. Watch the sneak by Mashburn right there. He went that way and came back that way. That's just a great move and a great pass. Instead of curling out off the pick, you sneak back. Oh, and what a time for it.
One shot.
Mashburn has struggled tonight, 6 of 20. But he's got a chance here at the free throw line to put the Mavericks up 2, and he does. 1:41 left. Scottie Pippen on top of the floor for Chicago. Listen to the fans in Reunion Arena. Shot clock at 11.
Jim Jackson with a super defensive job.
Here's Pippen driving on Mashburn. Oh, man. He had the hammer on that one, but a foul called on Mashburn.
He's third.
3 fouls on Mashburn. No basket. Pippen on the line to shoot 2.
He turns the corner. Mashburn claiming that he used that hook a little bit, but I don't believe he did. Pippen turned that corner, and it was.
Scottie Pippen.
Look out, folks.
Penalty, 2 shots.
Pippen with the free throw has hit 3 out of 5 tonight. He is an 80% free throw shooter. Phil Jackson bringing Randy Brown back in, and Kukoc going out.
Yeah, that's that defensive substitution that Jackson makes. Brown will take Jason Kidd.
See, Phil Jackson saw what you and I saw.
Yeah.
The way he defended the point earlier in this quarter. And now the Mavericks needing a basket to go up by 2. 1:12 left in regulation. McLeod fires it over the top. We get a whistle underneath.
10 seconds.
10 seconds on the shot clock as the Mavericks will come in with it.
You want snappy passes now, no lazy passes. And if you're the receiver, meet the pass. Don't wait for the ball to come to you. Very basic, very fundamental.
Mashburn against Pippen. Shot clock at 5. Mashburn out of the double team, gives it up to Kidd under pressure. Jason Kidd for 3. 1 minute remaining. Chicago takes time. They're on their feet in Reunion Arena.
Jason Kidd with the basketball. Mashburn gets rid of it. The shot clock is winding down. Kidd to his right over Randy Brown. The rainbow jumper. And nothing but the bottom of the net. A second look at it. You talk about pressure shots. Kidd very much aware of the time on the shot clock. Jackson from Chicago immediately took the timeout. Look at Jason Kidd. I'll tell you what.
Big-time players make big plays. And everybody in the house enjoying themselves, maybe no more so than Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, there he is, Ron Kirk, and they're all still here. No one is headed for the parking lot tonight.
Let's head to Mike Ducey. Mike?
Jim, I'm here in the nerve center of Reunion Arena. You think it's nervous on the floor? Well, it is, but this is where a lot of the action comes from, believe it or not. The nerve center, they run the Jumbotron here, and we can get a feel as to how loud this crowd is with the fan meter, the Mavericks fan meter. Let's take a look at it and see how crazy this crowd is going at Reunion Arena. Tremendous atmosphere. There it is. There it is. Oh, getting louder, getting louder, getting louder. What a night at Reunion, guys.
1 minute remaining, and the Mavericks in front by 3.
Mavericks Mavericks have 3 timeouts left and 1:20. That's important right now. The Chicago Bulls have 2 timeouts left. Both teams are shooting the penalty. Mavericks are up 3. You want to play good position defense. Keep the ball in front of you. Somebody gets inside. Do not allow them to elevate and get the easy shot, commit the foul. Look, they're going to run some time off the clock. Mavericks are going to stretch the defense a little bit.
Tony Kukoc against McLeod. Bushler guarded by Kidd. Now Jordan has it, driving on Jackson, and a foul on Jackson. That's 4 fouls on Jackson. Jordan shoots 2 with 46.2 left. 29 points tonight for Michael Jordan. Just think, he's got 29 points, and he doesn't even have his career average.
I'll tell you what, a guy with a key right now, a key assignment right now is Jamal Mashburn, because he's on the inside space along the lane with Scottie Pippen next to him. You've got to keep Pippen and those long arms and that jumping ability off of the board. Look, don't let Pippen inside.
Jordan missing the free throw, and then he tipped it out of bounds. And the Mavericks have it with 44.9 left. Full court press here by the Bulls. 92-90. Dallas trying to hang on. Get them another upset win over Chicago in their first encounter of the year. Dick Motta taking a 20-second timeout.
Good timeout to take right there. Nobody was open. You can expect that Chicago will come back and do the same thing. They will attempt to deny the inbounds pass. If you can pull enough of those red shirts toward the basketball, you may find the release man long, Jim. The release man down the floor keeps the defense honest, which frequently opens the middle of the floor for you to get the ball inbounds. I don't know what the Mavericks will do in this situation. You have to move the defense. You cannot stay in the same spot and allow them to simply deny the inbounds pass.
Jason Kidd has done a lot of stuff for this Dallas team in the year plus he's been here. Tonight, a career high 14 rebounds. He's got 10 assists, so he's got his triple-double. Off the inbounds, it's out of bounds to the Mavericks. Another second goes off the clock.
You want to meet that pass. Don't wait for it to come to you, because you may not get the benefit of the call.
Now they look to throw in the corner. Jackson against Jordan. Outside Kidd, 14 to shoot. 32 seconds left. Kidd driving on Jordan. And a foul called on Michael Jordan. Jason Kidd to the line. Third foul on Jordan. And Jason Kidd on the free throw line with 22 points tonight.
Bill Jackson elected not to take the timeout. He has 2 remaining.
When do 3 J's beat an MJ?
November 21st, Dallas, Texas. They got a shot. There's a long way to go. Oh, it's short.
And it's Pippen on the rebound, taking the timeout with 27.2 left. Timeout Bulls. Mavericks 93, Chicago 90. Don't go away. Chicago opting to take the ball at midcourt. 27.2 remaining. Kukoc driving on Lorenzo Williams. Gets the basket. It's a 1-point game. Now the Mavericks against the press. Dallas takes time with 20.6 left.
Well, Jackson really got hammered by Pippen. Pippen smiling. Jackson really got fouled by Pippen, and there was no call. That was absolutely ridiculous. Watch Pippen and Jackson after Kukoc gets the basket to make it a 1-point ball game. Pippen was really, here's the basket by Kukoc right here. Williams takes the ball out of bounds, and he probably should leave it alone. Let somebody else get it right there. But Pippen and Jackson, you can see Pippen on the right of your screen. He did not allow Jackson to go to the, he just held it. just grabbed him, and they did not call a foul.
93-92 Mavericks. We said at the top of our broadcast tonight, this was a benchmark game for this young Dallas team. You've got the Dallas Mavericks, the second youngest team in the NBA, against this veteran-tested Chicago group. And with the great Michael Jordan and the all-star in Scottie Pippen, and how would the Mavericks match up? And not only match up so much, but, you know, what kind of frame of mind would they have coming into this game, having lost 3 games on their road trip?
Well, obviously they've accepted the challenge, and they have proved that they are worthy of a lot that has been said about them. The thing that impresses me the most about where the Mavericks are right now, with a little less than 21 seconds left and a 1-point lead, is that Chicago has had to play hard to be here. They didn't get away with making a half-hearted effort. They've had to really put out, as you look at Irvin, Sanders, and Emmett Smith. They know a little bit about putting out. Remember at 3:05 left in the first quarter, we talked about Jason Kidd, the possibility of a triple-double. It's a reality.
How's he doing as far as a quadruple-double?
Yeah, he got close to a quadruple-double.
Yeah. He's up there in steals as well. More full-court pressure by Jordan and the Bulls. The Mavericks with McLeod trying to make the inbounds pass. Here comes Kidd. Ahead to Mashburn. They've beaten the pressure. Mashburn drives on Brown and draws the foul with 15.5 seconds left.
You have to wonder, is there a breakaway here? He did come from the side, Randy Brown did, and he literally takes him down.
Randy Brown, his 5th.
5 fouls on Randy Brown.
Dick Motta trying to find out if he could get 2 free throws instead of the penalty. Lorenzo Williams, a situation substitution by Dick Motta, comes back in. Lou Harris sits down.
Mashburn has not had a good shooting night. 3 of 5 from the free throw line. 15.5 left. Mashburn has that first one. The Mavericks lead by 2.
That's big. This one could be bigger.
Jordan the rebound. Chicago takes time with 14.5 seconds left.
Chicago, their final timeout.
I'm going to present to you a personality trait about this Bulls team. With 14.5 seconds left, they may go for 3. They're of course, in the days in which they had John Paxson, they would play it that way on the road, and you saw them win an NBA championship at Phoenix on that very play. They came down and didn't go for the tie. They went for the win.
You know, Jim, that's not bad strategy, because frequently with a guy like Steve Kerr, remember that he led the NBA in three-point shooting last year at 52%. A guy like Scottie Pippen, a guy like Michael Jordan, there's Steve Kerr right there.
He's stretching and loosening up.
You give him a good look at the basket on a three-point shot, and that's as valuable as going to the hole in this situation and not getting the call, or getting the 2 and going to overtime on the road. So I think it's a very astute observation on your part. You've seen it before out of the Bulls, obviously.
And here's the other thing that leads me to say that Chicago is out of timeouts. This is it for them. So win or lose, it's out there right now, this possession perhaps.
You look for penetration, and you look for the kick out to the spot-up shooter. You see Steve Kerr standing there, Scottie Pippen, both of those guys can shoot that 3. If Kukoc is in the game, he can shoot it, and Jordan can shoot it.
Jordan is coming in tonight 438 from three-point range. Pippen 471 from three-point range, and Kerr 9 for 21. And they've got Bushler in the lineup as well. He's a three-point threat. Chicago is going for the win, Coach.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I wouldn't be surprised if you see a three-pointer here. Pay attention. Here it comes.
Bushler to make the inbounds pass. 14.5 seconds left. He comes into Kukoc. Pippen to Jordan. Jordan driving to the hoop. Pippen on the tip, not there. Follow-up Pippen, good with 4.6 left, and the Mavericks take time. It's tied. So all those three-point shooters, an obvious decoy.
I'll tell you what, as well as the Mavericks have done on the glass, they had a shot at that rebound. That ball was loose and free. They were unable to come away with it. Scottie Pippen stayed after it and tied it up. The clock in the lower right-hand corner. Jordan to the basket. Doesn't get the left-hander to go. Pippen with a tip. Doesn't get it to go. Picks it up and goes right back up. Mashburn was there. McLeod was there. The ball was on the floor. You want to go down on it and cover it. It's a fumble. Just cover it. The left-handed shot by Jordan misses. Pippen tries a left-handed tip. Ball's on the floor. Pippen gets it again and scores.
Scottie Pippen has 26 points tonight. Jordan has 30. And the Mavericks find themselves with a chance to win and 4.6 remaining.
Look for the Mavericks to move it to the 10-second line and make the inbounds pass. Remember that you can't pass it into the backcourt when you elect to do that. You have to pass it into the front court. Chicago very good at denial defense, now with only half of the floor to cover instead of the full 94 feet. Your first objective, obviously, is to get it in. Mavericks in this situation before have frequently set picks, breaking a player to the corner and trying to get the shot. A lot of times it's Mashburn and Jackson. Looks like McLeod will take the ball out of bounds. Now the Mavericks have countered with the good shooters. Lou Harris in the ball game, Jackson, Kidd, and Mashburn.
Chicago comes away with Kukoc staying in the game. Pippen, Jordan, Bushler, and Randy Brown. Brown is in to guard Kidd.
You must be alert to the flat pass.
Kukoc at 6'11" and with long arms moves out to defend on McLeod's inbounds pass.
Delay a game by Chicago.
Just taking the delay of game to see what the Mavericks were going to run. Actually, there was no movement by the Mavericks. Now on the inbounds, backdoor to Jackson, cleared by Jordan.
He had it.
And we have overtime in Reunion Arena.
Jim, that is the play that San Antonio ran with Sean Elliott against the Mavericks in the final home game of the year here in Reunion Arena. Sean Elliott was fouled and made both free throws for the win. Jackson had the shot.
Yeah, that time Jordan, though, was quick to recover.
Makes the pick, slips the pick, goes back door on Jordan. Didn't get it to go. You know, if that ball hit the glass and Jordan touched it there, that's goaltending. If that ball hit the glass first and was going up and Jordan touched it, that was goaltending.
Here we go to the OT. Caffey into jump against Lorenzo Williams. The Mavericks controlling the tip.
Well, everybody's having so much fun. Why not do it for 5 more minutes?
Popeye Jones against Simpkins. Simpkins and Caffey both out there for Chicago. 12 to shoot. Jackson backing Jordan down. Jackson under pressure. Nope. And Dickie Simpkins with the Bulls rebound.
That's a pretty good shot for Jackson that time. He got a nice look inside.
Jason Caffey wheels around on Lorenzo Williams. They didn't call it, and he gets the basket. Caffey has 8. The Bulls a 2-point lead. Mashburn over Kukoc and a foul on Tony Kukoc. Jamal Mashburn to shoot 2.
Mavericks look a little bit flat to me right now. And, you know, in a way, that's understandable. They're so disappointed they didn't get that basket and win the ball game. But it's overtime. You've got to wake up now. This is where the maturity, experience, and concentration comes in. You've been through this a while, like Pippen and Jordan have. You know where you are and what's going on. Mavericks have to do that.
18 points for Jamal Mashburn. 96-95. Chicago by 1. And the Mavericks pull even.
Couple of big free throws by Mashburn.
A closely contested game since the start of the fourth quarter. Kukoc against Mashburn. 4 minutes left in the overtime. It's Pippen for 3. Mashburn cuts off the long rebound. The Mavericks with a chance to go back in front.
Now you want to run your stuff. Use your tricks inside.
Foul called on Kukoc guarding Mashburn, and Tony Kukoc has his fourth.
He's fourth.
2 team fouls on the Bulls. 3:45 left in the overtime.
Remember, both teams start out with 3 timeouts now in the overtime, regardless of how many you had remaining at the end of regulation.
Mashburn's pass underneath, tipped out of bounds.
No.
It belongs to Chicago, says this official.
The other official called it the other way, J.D.
Well, then it should be a jump ball, right?
That's right. That's correct. The other official calls it the other way.
96-96, 3:30 left. Jordan against Kidd. Scottie Pippen against Jackson. Jordan over Kidd. Michael Jordan's been a little quiet lately. He's got 32 now. He did have 7 points in the fourth quarter.
And that means that he's 2/10 of a basket, if that's possible, away from tying his career average.
11 on the shot clock. Mashburn under defensive pressure, and a foul called. If it's on Kukoc, it's his 5th.
Foul by Tony Kukoc.
5 fouls on Kukoc.
The 13th foul.
That may be one weapon that Phil Jackson won't have at his disposal very much longer, and you know the Mavericks are going to attack him. Let's see if they switch. They don't. They keep Kukoc on Mashburn.
He ought to do it again.
Mashburn on the flip, gets it down.
Mashburn.
You know how Mashburn is. He gets in a streak in this 5-minute period of time. He can get you 10 points.
He can get you 50.
He's got 4.
Pippen with 12 on the clock. Jordan against Kidd. Williams comes over to double.
Somebody's open.
Michael Jordan, 4 to shoot, guarded by Kidd. Jordan going strong to the hoop, gets the shot blocked, but he's fouled, and he'll shoot 2.
Popeye Jones was trying to take the charge.
Dick Motta thought he did, too. The foul is on Lorenzo Williams. That's 4 on him.
You know, and you know that Jordan is going to get the benefit of any doubt here whatsoever.
Michael Jordan, 2 shots.
He's always going to get that call.
Jordan is 9 for 10 from the free throw line tonight. 33 points.
Here comes that defensive substitution on Jason Kidd. Randy Brown back in the game, and he's been a real factor, Brown has.
2:32 left. Chicago by 2. Jordan has 34. We're in overtime in Reunion Arena. It's been a good one. Jim Jackson starts it with Popeye Jones. Dickie Simpkins on him. Into Jackson, blocked by Pippen. And Campy hustles for the loose ball pickup.
That's what they do. They make those big plays.
If Chicago scores this trip, the Bulls will have equaled their biggest lead of the game. Or will actually have it. Away from the ball, a foul on Kidd guarding Jordan. Jason Kidd. That's his 3rd. The Mavericks with their 2nd team foul. Kukoc returns for the Bulls.
That block that Scottie Pippen had on Jim Jackson down low, and Jackson was doing what he has to do. You have to do that. You got to drive it in down there. This is the 5th block of the ball game for Scottie Pippen, and he can block shots.
Jordan working up top against Jackson. Quick fake, now the shot. Dead center, no basket.
Foul before the shot.
A foul call before the shot.
His 5th. First in the last 2 minutes.
Jackson with his 5th and the 1st in the last 2 minutes.
At the hand, he extended the left hand, put it on Jordan's left hip, and the whistle blew.
Michael Jordan has become a dead-on jump shooter. Kidd takes it away from Pippen.
Ooh, Pippen almost got it back.
The Mavericks need a hoop to tie with 1:41 left in the overtime. Mashburn over Kukoc. Living no. Missed tip Lorenzo Williams. Jordan the rebound.
What an effort.
Now the Bulls with numbers, and it's Brown on the layup and a feed from Jordan. And Chicago has its biggest lead of the game at 4. Randy Brown on the feed from Michael Jordan, giving the Bulls the 102-98 lead. Timeout, 1:31 left in the overtime. 4-point contest with the Bulls in front, 1:31 left to go in the OT.
Mashburn with the outside shot. Watch Williams on the offensive glass. That's a great effort. It didn't go down for him. Jordan with the ball, swings out to the left. Looks the no-look pass over to Randy Brown, who gets the left-handed finish. And Chicago goes up 4. A very pensive-looking Jason Kidd.
He and the Mavericks are now looking up at their biggest deficit of the night. Kidd against Brown. Kidd slips inside, got it blocked from behind by Randy Brown with 14 to shoot. The Mavericks to inbound.
14 seconds on the shot clock.
Michael Jordan makes that move. He gets that call.
Well, and I tell you what, if Chicago wins this game, Randy Brown gets a game ball. On the scramble in the lane. Timeout taken by the Mavericks to keep possession with 8 on the shot clock. Phil Jackson is claiming there was a jump ball and that it was, or perhaps it was loose and no one had possession.
That's Pippen with a defensive play again, though, and Mashburn was putting it on the floor.
Phil Jackson's got that full beard working this year. Yeah, Pippen knocked it loose.
So you got to be so careful around Scottie Pippen. He's got those long arms. He does those kinds of things late in the game. He doesn't do them early because he doesn't want to get in foul trouble. But he had the big block on Jackson, and he had the big play there.
That, he doesn't want to get in foul trouble, as you see the overtime shooting, and something he learned from Michael Jordan. Don't show your stuff early.
Yeah, that's right. Save it until the thing is being decided.
Exactly. It's a sucker play. You know, you get the opponent to thinking, well, I've done this all night long. I can continue to do this. The next thing, they have the steal and the ball going the other way. You know, Kidd has that about him. Jason Kidd has that in his game.
That's why you don't want to play poker with those guys.
Exactly.
Now, the Mavericks have put up just a really gallant effort here. They've played awfully hard. They're down 4 right now. 1:14 on the clock. The crowd is waiting, let me tell you. Oh, you go back to regulation time. The execution of their out-of-bounds play on the side was so good. But the story comes down to that shooting percentage once again. The Mavericks, 1 out of 6 in the overtime. Chicago, 3 out of 4.
60 points for that duo, Jordan and Pippen. And that was our bank on this game plan with Kip Motta before the game. And of course, Kip understood how well he'd have to deal with those two high-scoring players. Mavericks coming in with 8 on the shot clock. Kidd changing direction. Lefty finish. It's blocked inside.
Basket count?
I don't know. It was a foul called, apparently. Yeah, score the basket.
Yeah,
and a foul.
You bet.
Foul by Dickie Simpkins. His
Simpkins with the foul. That's his second. And the Bulls are all over the official.
Lorenzo Williams.
Lorenzo coming back for Dallas.
Let's see. Kidd with the ball. It's up.
There's the block.
Now what they're arguing is how can a guy have a foul and a goaltend on the same player?
Yes.
That's what they're saying.
And that's exactly what they called. They called the goaltend, and it was Simpkins on the block, and they called the foul on Simpkins.
And you can't do that.
And the Mavericks get a great break here. Jason Kidd at the free throw line with a chance to cut it to 1 with 1:09 left in the overtime.
Phil Jackson makes a substitution. Randy Kirk goes out, Randy Brown out of the ballgame.
Oh, it was Jim Jackson on the tip. It was touched by Chicago and went over the top of the backboard.
Anyway, Randy Brown is out and Kerr is in, and Brown is back right now, and Kerr is out because of the defense.
Randy Brown back in the game.
The Mavericks have it back with 1:08 left in the overtime, trailing by 2. Jackson inbounding to Kidd. Here's Mashburn. Jordan the block. Loose ball. Kidd. Pippen. And Kidd comes away with it. 52 seconds left in the overtime.
Jackson can beat him. He can beat him.
Yeah, Kukoc. He gets around him and is called for the walk. Traveling on Jackson.
They dropped to the point of the ball so well.
Back in the game.
They just surrounded Jackson when he got in there. That is something that they do very, very well. Mavericks will really learn to do that with experience and growth. They'll get some experience tonight.
Kerr back in the lineup for Chicago, number 25. Pippen gives it up to Jordan. Kerr swings the ball to Kukoc, 12 on the shot clock. Pippen. Jordan against Jackson, 9 to shoot. Here goes Jordan to the basket, and a foul on the way in. 2 shots coming for Michael.
That's not a bad play on Lorenzo Williams' part. You don't want to allow him to get it up there. And Williams does not. Watch Jordan. Here he comes to his left. Watch 44. Williams comes over.
Michael Jordan, 2 shots.
Michael Jordan to shoot 2. He has hit on 10 of 11 from the free throw line tonight.
A very good look at help side defense. You see that man there coming over. Lorenzo Williams, number 44.
.35 points tonight. Jordan's season high, remember, is 42. And that 36-point gives Chicago a 4-point lead.
Well, they got a bunch of them at the free throw line right in this ballgame.
Kidd spins free. Hands it off to Jackson for the layup. 6-point game.
Oh, Kidd almost had to steal. You talk about giving up your body. What a play by Jason Kidd.
Steve Kerr back in the game.
Watch Jason Kidd in the air. Look at that effort.
Well, he knew right where the inbound pass was coming. He went right to Jordan. 20.9 left. No shot clock.
You got to commit the foul. I mean, you don't want it to be excessive.
They've got good shooters out there. Kukoc is fouled by Popeye Jones. Tony Kukoc is a 74% free throw shooter who tonight is a perfect 3 for 3. He has scored 9 points. And no matter how you cut it with him and his development as an NBA player, he has more or less not developed one thing since he came into this league 3 years ago. He still does not embrace the defensive end of the court.
Everything that he brought with him is still where it was when he arrived.
Exactly. And, you know, there are a lot of players that come into the league, and let's say they're not good defensively, but they eventually learn the tricks and the little nuances, and it helps them there. He doesn't exhibit that out there.
But you have to want to do that.
Right.
And that may be part of the problem.
Kukoc with 10 points scored. And Kukoc has 11. It's a 4-point lead for the Bulls, looking for their 3rd straight win. Jason Kidd chased into the corner with 13 seconds left. Ball loose. Jordan digs it out. And now the Bulls have spread the court. They throw ahead to Simpkins to Pippen. And Chicago, with Randy Brown getting the dunk, is going to get the win on this night in overtime and drop the Mavericks to their 4th straight loss. But it was a fun night in Reunion Arena nonetheless. Popeye Jones for the final heave of the night.
The Mavericks 102. Happy
The Mavericks, who had a 9-point lead at the end of 3, then lost the lead in the 4th quarter as Chicago came back to tie at 94 at the end of regulation, and the Bulls win in overtime 108-102 the final. A sellout crowd in Reunion Arena filing out, thoroughly entertained tonight, perhaps unhappy with the final result as the Bulls get the victory and improve their record to 8-1, and the Mavericks now drop to the 500 mark at 5-5, but still an encouraging game from a Dallas standpoint in terms of development of this team.
Oh, unquestionably. Jason Kidd was all over the place. They have to feel good about what they did against the marquee team in the NBA. Just an outstanding team with two great stars in Pippen and Jordan. The tough part of it is being able to interpret and understand all of that as a player and not get down. If you win one like this, it can take you to great, great heights. But if you lose one like this, unless you're really mentally tough, it can be very, very negative. It can really bother you, and they have to be careful of that.
You know who's in great, great heights these days? The Toronto Raptors. Let's take a look at the Dallas Morning News scoreboard. Toronto makes it 3 in a row with a 102-97 win over Seattle. Denver trying to hang on against Atlanta in the fourth quarter at Denver. And we'll be back to Reunion Arena after these messages.
To avoid salesmen, some people shop after car dealers are closed.
Did you hear that?
Or so they thought.
That's my sale.
Customers on the lot. Customers on the lot.
At Good
Pro player of the game tonight may be the pro player in the game. Michael Jordan finishes up with 36 points, 12 out of 25 from the field, and he leads the Bulls to this overtime win, 108-102. Chicago off to a quick start in the 95-96 season. 8-1 is the Bulls record, and they win the first game on their long road trip here in Dallas. Now they go to San Antonio and so forth. As for the Mavericks, Denver comes in on Friday.
And that will not be an easy task. You got the big guy in the middle, Dikembe Mutombo, a very talented team, much better than their record indicates. So it'll be an interesting Friday evening after Turkey Day. Happy Thanksgiving.
Turkey Day. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. We'll be seeing you then. And then the next game on Channel 27 comes up to start the long road trip for the Mavericks when they're in Miami to take on Alonzo Mourning and the Heat. 6:30 Dallas time. For Bob Ortigal, Jim Durham saying so long from Reunion Arena. And our thanks to all of those who helped make tonight's telecast possible.